Hello, everyone. I'm glad that you're still here. I had a couple of technical difficulties. I actually just ran through this whole thing. I ran through this whole thing just now, um, and then realized it wasn't actually streaming or broadcasting. So I am happy to do it over again. I guess good practice. And so let's get into the rest of the video. I want to make sure that I'm completely set up because it was quite surprising. Just give me 1 second as I do this, and I need this Canva. All right. All right. So we have this here up and ready to go. Okay, so welcome. I am glad that you're here to the Christian Kabbalah Journey to Jesus. This is the first one of these videos that we're going to be doing. These videos are intended to help you draw closer and closer to Jesus through the wisdom of Kabbalah. And with that said, we're going to jump right into it. So, as you can see here, that this is called the secret of creating miracles, and there's a really good reason why that is. But before we begin, let's start with this. Do you want a free Zohar? First of all, do you live in the United States? And do you want a free Zohar? If so, please scan this QR code. Please scan or put in the URL at the bottom, and we will make sure that we get you a free Zohar. We send them out about once every month. So if you have already submitted it and you were waiting, give us a little bit more time. We should be getting them out over the next couple days. So here is our agenda. According to the last one, it went about 20 minutes. Our agenda is to first give you a little bit of consciousness about the week, and in this particular case, for the entire month ahead. And then we're going to be doing a Zohar reading that will support the consciousness that we get at the first part of it. That helps us connect to the unique energy that's available for us. And we have created another video that presents a lot of the foundational concepts that this video series is going to be sort of founded upon. So if you might be confused about some of the things that we've been talking about, I suggest that you access this video. It might fill you in about maybe some of the missing pieces. You can find that link in the description box. So we're going to begin with this, okay? Kabbalah is a set of spiritual rules, not religious tools, but spiritual tools and principles that can help all humans draw closer to God. In the language of Christianity, Kabbalah can help you develop a closer personal relationship with Jesus. We know that this is what Christianity is all about, that personal relationship with Jesus. And certainly the tools of Kabbalah can help you draw closer to Jesus. And one of the tools that Kabbalah has to help us do that is to align ourselves with the energetic calendar. Now, this is known as the Kabbalistic calendar. It is traditionally also known as a Jewish calendar, but according to Kabbalah, this is, again, nothing to do with religion. It's more due to the forces that are happening in the cosmos at any given time. So we want to, first of all, be aware of what those forces are, and then align ourselves, sort of get into the slipstream to speed up our own inner transformation. So the reason why this is important is because this is the first day of the month of Kislev. Kislev is the Hebrew term for the next 30 days, and it is the month of miracles. We are told that, actually we're going to go ahead one slide and we'll come back to this. Kislev is the reason for the season. So if you've ever kind of questioned yourself, like, why is it during during Christmas season that everyone is more filled with joy? Why is there this positive energy that seems to permeate everyone? Well, according to Kabbalah, that has to do with the specific energy that is available in this particular month. This month, Kislev, is known as one of the most positive months of the entire year, and I think we've all experienced that unique energy that is during this time of the year. And maybe more importantly than the energy that exists is that it gives us the opportunity to draw miracles for the upcoming 12 months. So let's go back here and talk about what we're able to do. So each Kabbalistic month has its own unique gifts. And the seed of the month, the beginning of the month, the head of the month, always begins on the new moon. And today is the new moon, and so therefore this is the seed of the month. And the reason why this is so important is because Kabbalah recommends that we are particularly conscious over the next 24 hours, and that if we are conscious of our actions and align ourselves with the energy that's available, we can then influence the rest of the 30 days that happen to us. More modern Kabbalists have equated this to similar to genetic engineering, right? Genetic engineering, they change the DNA of a particular cell, and then from that DNA, that change remains with the cells as they divide and they divide and they divide. So here we want to influence our actions. We want to be very proactive with our actions on this first day of the month, and then the rest of the month, the rest of the manifestation of the month will then be influenced by our actions today. So we've already done through this. Let's jump here. So we want to know, right? How can I draw miracles for the next 12 months? What do I need to do? How can my life be different? And what can I do in order to receive greater blessings? So to answer this question, we first need to look at what is a miracle. Have you ever asked yourself, right? Do miracles even occur? I mean, for many Christians, maybe they think that miracles are a thing of the past. Not so, says Kabbalah. So according to Kabbalah, there is a nature to how this world works. Now, certainly there is physical nature. We all know about going outside into nature. But according to Kabbalah, there's also a nature, a spiritual nature to how this world works as well. And a miracle occurs when the nature of this world gets broken down in one way or another. So let's look at a couple examples. The splitting of the Red Sea, number one, right? Water is not supposed to split. Water generally does not split, but for some reason, when the Israelites and Moses got to the edge of the Red Sea, this particular time, nature broke down and the sea split. Nature broke down, okay? Jesus turning water into wine. Water is supposed to stay water. However, because of Jesus's abilities or his connection, his divinity, he was able to somehow change the nature of water and turn it into something completely different. Same with the people that he healed. The illnesses were on a particular course, and for many of them, they were headed towards death. But somehow, due to Jesus's godlike nature, or Jesus being God, he was able to somehow break down the nature of the illness and was able to find healing because of it. So, how can we tap into this power and energy? Especially if we know that these next 30 days, that we have, at least in potential, the ability to create miracles for ourselves and others. So here's the answer to that question. If miracles occur when the nature of our world gets broken down, then to access miracles, we must break our own nature. We must break our own nature. Okay, so what can we do? So to do this, let's look at our ego and our soul. Okay? We have two natures within us. We have our godlike nature, and then we have the other side, right? And what does the other side consist of? Pride, anger, jealousy, laziness, fear, greed. The list goes on and on. None of this is a surprise to anyone. It's also known as the evil inclination, and according to Kabbalah, the desire to receive for oneself alone, or ourself alone. So, in this month of miracles, during this month of miracles, it is our job to find what our nature is, or what our evil inclination is, and then to break it over and over again. And through those proactive actions, then we draw miracles into our lives for this month and for the entire 12 months ahead. So homework, right? So homework. If you really want to tap into the energy that's available, take a moment, right? This is after the video, you can do this. Take a moment and identify just one. Let's not get too crazy here. One area, one aspect of your evil inclination that you want to remedy or get better at, right? And then you're going to do your best this week, maybe the whole month. Let's start with 1 week, and to break that aspect over and over and over again. And you might think to yourself, that sounds really tough. There's help. There's help. Kabbalah provides help for this, and this is what the Zohar reading. So I would suggest definitely definitely listen to the Zohar reading that follows. Okay, but also I would recommend listening to it on a daily basis. And the power of the Zohar, well, it says here, right? Without divine help, breaking our evil inclinations is extremely difficult. But the Creator's given us the power of the Zohar. The Zohar is our greatest spiritual tool to break our evil inclination. And I must say that do not take my word for this. Try it. As my teacher Karen Berg would say about this over and over and over again, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Access the Zohar, use the Zohar, and use it consciously against your evil inclination, and the power of the Zohar should make it easier for you to overcome. And with this, we are going to read and get into our actual Zohar reading for this particular week. So let's do that. All right, so let's go here. And I had this all set up before. We want to go to Zohar Online. So of course, you can access this yourself. I'm at thezohar.com. And the portion that we are in is this one right here, Vayetse. And we are specifically going to read chapter number 26. And you'll see why that is here in a second. So let's expand this. And it fits well on the screen there. So we're going to read the relevance here because that is important. And hang on one second. Let me just make it easier for you guys to see. File. Just one second. There we go. Okay. So let's read the relevance of this particular section, and then we'll get into the actual reading. So, before the creation of our universe, the infinite light of the Creator shared its untold fulfillment with the infinite vessel, sharing and receiving two columns. The birth of our universe occurred when the primordial vessel, composed of all the souls of humanity, all of us, purposely stopped receiving the light of the Creator for the chance to create its own light. This is the foundation of Kabbalah. It's very, very, very deep. Maybe you're able to draw out the wisdom from it, but it really is the heart of what the rest of the wisdom is built upon. And thus became the cause of its
All right, so let's start over. The birth of our universe occurred when the primordial vessel, composed of all the souls of humanity, purposely stopped receiving the light of the Creator for the chance to create its own light, and thus become the cause of its own fulfillment through spiritual development. This act brought into being a third force, resistance. These three columns, sharing, receiving, and resistance, are present throughout every level of reality. In our own lives, we must use our free will as the force of resistance to control impulse and self-serving drives. In our own lives, I'll say that again, we must use our free will as the force of resistance to control our impulsive and self-serving drives. So if we are actively trying to defeat or overcome our negative evil inclination, this Zohar portion helps with us. As a light bulb grows brightly when the filament creates resistance, so our lives shine brilliantly when we apply the restraining force. Life has true circuitry. The strength and consciousness to live in accord with the three columns is imbued into our nature by these passages, and this is what we are asking for. We want the ability to overcome negative impulses within us. And so we're going to begin. I'm not going to be reading the English. If you would like to access this again, you can go to thezohar.com if you do not have the Zohar itself. This is in the portion of Vayetze and chapter 26. So feel free to look into the actual meaning of this on your own free time. Here we go. Talat Sitrin, mit Parshan Nechos Star, Lad Sitre Alma. Uvchal Sidra de Sidra Daichu Lechos Star Talat Sidrin Achronin. Sidra Kadma Ad de Sitar Mizrach Talat Sidrin Inun Vainun Tisha Sidrin Bagin Docho Sidra Mainun Talat It Le Talat Sidrin Daish Takachu Dainun Tisha Vechama Elef Ve Rivan Tachotaichu. Verse number 259. Hine Sidrin Tisha Kuchu mit nahage be advan rashimin dachol sidra das tache lainun advan rashimin umit chabran kuchu ve amre shirota vechad inun advan parche go avira de rucha di mamana al kola kaden inun natle de shirota da it basam vechad et it batash mitata ve'achu et salka ve'nachta utren advan parche alaychu v'chai et mitata salka sidrad mitata leila va'it chabar b'chol da it avidu talat advan kuchu lefum advan yudkevav dainun talat gol da ispaklaria de chamira Meinu ilen at parshu talat sitrin vainun tren advan ve'ahu et dasaka mit chabra imchon vainun talat. $260. Tacheze inun tre advan de salkin avira in kalilanda rachame badina uvgin kach inun tren vainun de amai la'a beraza de ducha v'chait de salka da it chabra imcho minun nukva va'it kalilat batra vaychut kegavna de nukva da it kalilat batre sitre bimina usmola da it chabrat bacho v'chi Name chai et nukva, va'it chabrat, bitre advan achvanin, vainun bitren sitrin elain ilayin vada, letata vekola chu chad vechad benukva, vechad itbare alma, vainun advan bealma, ila'a ninhu, dainun olidu kol ovadin. Letata kegavna dilchon, mamash vvgin kach, man daida lon va'it it dechar b'chol rachamim le'ela urachem letata. 261. Rabbi Shimon Amar, Elen advan kuchud vechad venukva da'it kalila kachada baraza damayin ilayin umayin tatayin vekuchud chad vada yichuda shalim uvgin kach man daida laho va'it dahar bacho zaka'aihu Hulake b'chai alma, uvalma deate bagin deihu ikara deihuda shalim katka yaot talat misitra da misitra da bihuda chada bishlimu dechola vekuchu raza da sidra ala akidka chaze kegavna dilela veahu sidra talat beraza chada. 262. Sidra tinena de listar darom talat sidrin inun leahu sitra. Decho sidra de sidra talat vainun tishad kama daitmar vadvan itpalgu hache. Lacho sitre la itchabra kola kachada bagin da'it ba'advan beraza de nukva va'advan beraza dir chura va'itchabru bekulchu kachda v'cho chad beraza dishma kadisha shalim ul gabayhu sidrin mamanan talat kama daitmar v'kulchu nafka misidra de abahan dilela ke sidra La itat kana latvan deshma kadisha yudke vav kama daitmar chane sidrin kuchu mit nahage belen advan yadian venatle bacho vechama chilin veravan kuchu letata venatle la it nahage la sidrada. Sidra talitaat de listar safom ditlat sidrin inun leahu sitra dainun tisha uvtilat sitrin talat locho sitar inun tisha vainun sidrin mitlat sitrin kama daitmar. Shiva ve'asirin beraza de advan dainun shiva ve'asirin ve'afalgav dainun tren ve'asirin shlimu de advan inun shiva ve'asirin ve'ache sidra de sidrin alayin shiva ve'asirin litlat talat sidrin lachal star Va'ish tachachu elen gimo machai sitra dainun tet ve'elen talat machai sitra dainun tisha ve'elen talat dachai sitra dainun tisha va'ish takachu kuchu shiva ve'asirin. 265. Vereza de'elin shiva ve'asirin inun tisha advan vainun vereza de nukve la itchabra Bacho nukva im inun timne sitre achrenin beraza dirchar vechola ichu kitkachaze. 266, last one for this week. Tachaze kegavna dainun advan ilayin de alma ila'a veche name advan achrenin letata advan ilayin ravavin va'advan tatayin zairin bechola da kegavna da bechal chane rezin beraza dirchar venukva kola chad bishlimo. So thank you very much for watching. I am so sorry about the technical difficulties. Next week we will be on time. We have those ironed out this time, God willing at least. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like more information or would like to take a pay what you can Kabbalah class, that information is in the is in the description box. As well, if you have any questions about this, you can feel free to email me. I will also put my email address in the description box below. Have an amazing day. I love you all. See you next week.